Hello guys and welcome to this tutorial on Nginx. Today we're going to set up Nginx as a web server, but keep in mind that it can be used as a reverse proxy and as a load balancer as well. Reverse proxy is when the Nginx does load distribution across multiple backend servers to balance the load obviously and prevent any single server from being overwhelmed. It can also be used for SSL termination of loading, which reduces the load on the backend server, which can increase the performance. It can also be used for caching for those websites or resources that are frequently accessed, and it can also be used for compression to reduce bandwidth. When it comes to load balancer, it can be used to distribute traffic amongst multiple servers based on various algorithms like round robin, least connections, IP hashes, etc. It detects failure, server failure obviously, and redirects traffic to healthy servers, and it can be used also to scale, right? This means that if a website is particularly heavy, or a web server rather, the distribution of the load gets into multiple servers, which improves the performance of the site itself. So without further ado, let's crack right on to installing Nginx, and let's dive right in. So first up, we're going to go ahead and do the apt update. I'm running these on the root account, so there's no need to use sudo here. Now I'm going to do the apt install Nginx. We need to confirm it here, and we will ensure that Nginx gets installed. Perfect. Now that we have Nginx installed, we can confirm if the service is already running or not. So let's use systemctl status Nginx. And as we can see here, we have the service that is already running. With that information, let's enable Nginx to run automatically on startup, and now we can crack on to setting up the website. Let's get into the var.html. So I will place the HTML file here, so yeah, it will make things easier for us to work in, and I am going to set up index.html here. Now, since I have the code already on my computer, I'm just going to copy and paste it inside of this particular file, and I am going to write quit. So in V, you put in a colon before the commands and you hit escape in order for inserting that particular command that you are after. With this done, now we can set up the configuration for Nginx to actually load up our website. So let's head into etc Nginx sites available, and over here we have the default file. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create another one. So I'm going to create testing. Now inside it, we will need to configure some settings, right? We will need to set up a server block. Inside this particular server block, we're going to set up the listen. This is where the server is going to be listening on which port. So let's set up. I'm sorry about the color scheme here. Let me see if I can fix that for you quickly. Okay, sorry about that, but I think it's better if I work off command prompt for today. I will fix it for the next video. So yes, first up, we're going to set up the listen on port 80 for the default server. We're going to set up also the root directory. So let's go ahead and do that. Apologies for that. So let's do root/var www/html. Now we're going to select which file we have set up. So we've set up index or index.html. We will also set the location to /. So that means that any incoming requests will go to this location. Now we're going to do try files $URI /. 404. Perfect. So this is the actual syntax to set up that particular file that we have created earlier to set it up as a website on this server. So I'm going to write quit over here in order for us to confirm that the config is actually correct. We will need to first link it, because basically there are two folders, sites available and sites enabled. We will need to link this file to the sites enabled folder in order for the website to be actually enabled on the Nginx server. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do ln-s, then etc sites, set Nginx sites available, and we will now select testing. We will put it in /etc/nginx sites enabled, and we will name it okay, I'm not sure, I think something went horribly wrong over here, so let's have a look. Okay, no, it didn't work, so let's do it again. I think I messed something up with the Nginx sites available testing to etc Nginx sites enabled. Let's do it like this. Let's do an SLHA, and as we can confirm over here, the file has been linked. I will remove the default, and that should technically load it up. Now, instead of restarting the service, there are two commands which can help us confirm that the actual config doesn't break or Nginx server doesn't go down. This can be done for various reasons. If you're doing like maybe some changes that you're unsure of and you want to be certain that you don't bring down the whole server, right? If it's especially like serving live websites. So what you can do is do nginx-t, and as you can see here, we can confirm that the syntax is okay and the config test is successful. So that gives us a little bit more confidence in running the reload or restart of the Nginx service. Now instead of doing the actual restart, what we can do is reload. Instead of restarting the whole services and disconnecting anything that has been that is working on the server, this will just reload the config and will load up the new website. Another thing that I'm going to do in my case, basically I have UFW enabled, so I will do also the allow rule for our server. So I'm going to do UFW allow port 80 on TCP. Let's go ahead and load up the website, which is going to be 192.168.52.100, and there you go. The Nginx install has been pwned, and if you found this tutorial helpful, please consider subscribing to make Infrafold great again. Yeah, and that's it for today's video. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments, and as always, stay curious, keep learning.